wholesalers, if you're working PPL leads, make sure that you're following this simple framework. I've seen way too many people miss these three things and they are just lighting money on fire. So first up is align yourself with the ads. Now you may not know what every ad says when you're buying PPL leads, but I've seen just about everybody's ads and they all kind of say the same things. They talk about selling your home in an as-is condition and they lean on that speed and convenience angle that investors know and love. You or your team should simply say, hey, I believe you responded to one of my ads about selling your property at address. You still looking to sell that property? Now, the only big caveat here is if you're buying leads that are generated via outbound methods, if that's like a cold call or an email or an SMS campaign. That's exactly why here at Leadzola, we categorize those lead types accordingly. Most of our leads are inbound. Number two is set yourself an authoritative frame. And this really is just a fancy word for set the agenda, set the table. This is as simple as letting that person know that you're in charge and that you've done this before. It's just about taking the lead and showing some authority. When you show that seller that they're dealing with an expert, it will put them at ease and it's going to build trust and rapport. I like to think about letting the seller drive the car, but I'm the one that's got the GPS in my phone. They don't know where they're going. Remember, most people have only done like 2 home transactions in their whole life. Some people have only done 1. It's very likely that they've never done this before, but you have. And even if you're new, act like you've done it 100 times. So I recommend saying something like this. Hey, so Jim, what I found works best here is I'd love to get a little bit more information about your property and your situation just to confirm if I can help or not. I'll be completely transparent and honest, and all I ask is that you do the same. Does that sound fair enough? You're gonna put them at ease and it puts you in control. Number 3 is read the lead like a doctor reading the medical chart. As a marketing company, it costs us more money to collect more information. The more questions you add on a form, it creates friction. The conversion rate can go down and the cost per lead can go up. So if I'm gonna spend more money to qualify your leads and help you guys get on the right foot, freaking use that information. Now, some information like property type and listed is just to filter and segment the lead, but other stuff like reason for selling, time frame, property condition, so on and so forth, that is for your sales process. It's to inform you guys when you contact the leads. So once you get through your intro and your agenda that we just covered, you'd want to reference the info you have. Now, what I think is most important is the reason for selling. So all I'll do is I'll reference the reason that they're selling, I'll apply empathy, and I'll let them tell me their story. So I might say something like, hey, so it looks like you're looking to sell this property because you're going through a divorce. I'm really sorry to hear that. And I can imagine you've got a ton of stuff on your plate right now. And then I'll just shut up and let them tell me all about that. They're either going to tell me a little or a lot. And all of that stuff is going to help you build a bond and a connection. And it's going to give you perspective to understand what are they going through, who's involved, does the significant other, the ex, the spouse need to be involved? Are they on the deed? Which if you've got data pulled up, you know who's on the deed if you're an informed wholesaler, but it's going to help give you context to who you're dealing with. Because remember, people still buy from people. Whether that person buys from you or not is going to depend on how you treat them and if they feel like you really have their best interest in mind. So if you're not doing those 3 things every single time you talk to a seller, I promise you, you're leaving money on the table. I hope that helps.